It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
So, last we left off, Bell's Hells in seeking answers surrounding Ashton's history and possible opportunities to prepare themselves better for the coming showdown with the Ruby Vanguard. You find yourselves in the Shattered Teeth, a collection of islands left in the destruction of the once continent Dominus. And here you've gone onto a ghost ship to find passage to the island of Kalutha, had a celebration, and then were dropped off rather rapidly on the outskirts of the island you seek. As you peruse the Black Pebble beaches, you found a couple of caverns, one that led up to the actual cliff-top surface of the island itself for a better view. Upon clambering through the caverns, a sight was missed on one of the creatures that apparently called it home, and you did battle with a terrifying massive worm creature that was intent on making you its next meal. You clambered out to the surface where you could see the mist-shrouded island stretched out before you, and the mounting massive shadows of the three mountains that mark a central portion of this region of the island, seemingly a signifier of your destination.
How far away does it feel?
It looks like it's about 25 to 30 miles off.
Ooh, seems like a lot. It's far.
So it's probably going to be the better part of a 2-day journey on foot, if unimpeded, and you're lucky.
So we're hiking?
Yeah, I'm happy to hike.
Okay.
Before we leave, can I see that amulet again that we found?
Okay, so you're using
Eyes of the Rune
Eyes of the Rune Keeper of your invocation.
Yes.
All right, so taking this relic that you had uncovered and kind of rubbing some of the dirt off of it and looking at the scrolling and script that surrounds it, it is Iwan, which is the base language of the host, and you watch as the symbols and carvings begin to take shape in your mind in a way that you can understand. One of the phrases reads, "My promise to Shotas." Another one says, "My love of my children, Ro and Sakagi."
Oh, my goodness.
Another one reads,
Senkan.
"My faith in the cycle of destruction and creation, endless." Another one reads, "My guilt over my father, Gyodoba."
Gyodoba.
As you kind of look back at the top of the chain, there is a single name that is inscripted along the cage encasing it. And that reads, Ifodola.
Ifodola. I'm assuming that's whom this belongs to. It's almost as if it's a promise.
Seems like a reminder of their priorities.
Reminder, yeah. And almost not too different to people keeping lockets of loved ones.
Like, could these people still be alive?
From my amateur knowledge of history, do I know like how long the culture has existed in Exandria, or?
More or less, you know that the Ascended Host has been around for a number of centuries.
Centuries, okay.
Small relics and mentions of them still creep up from time to time, though people refer to them as a very, like a lot of things in the Shattered Teeth, things that are out there, but doesn't really encounter our life, so we don't spend too much mind to it, you know.
And do we know how old this thing is?
It looks like, based on the layers of muck and sediment that were wiped off of it and kind of still remain in the nooks and crannies, it's probably been there for a number of years, possibly even a decade or two.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so
All right, now we can walk.
Destruction and creation.
very well. The first leg of your slow march into this jungle, seems relatively uneventful. You catch up and begin to notice there are some paths that are worn through here, definitely. There are some walkways or hunting paths that look like they've been trekked enough over the ages to where the vegetation hasn't fully reclaimed that portion of the forest floor. You can attempt to follow one of these trails, or you can continue pushing through the jungle towards the direction of the mountains that you're seeking.
I think the beaten path sounds good. Only because shit's crazy here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll start that way.
All right. To the right or left?
I will flip a coin and use guided grace.
Okay, so heads. So
It is heads! That's amazing!
Following the right beaten path, it does wind quite a bit, and while it seemed to veer off in the direction you're going, about an hour of following it, it does begin to curve back in towards this valley. And the valley is still descending. You get the feeling the more you go that it's just going to get deeper and deeper into a valley bowl the further into the island you go. A short trek later, you begin to hear the sound of nearby rushing water. And you begin to notice that there is a winding river that is carving through the floor. It's your choice to either cross it or continue to follow it along.
I'm gonna do the stick check.
All right.
Take like a meter plus stick and see how deep it goes.
About 5 feet out, it goes to about 3 feet, and it's a slow and then sudden drop to where the stick completely submerges about a third of the way across.
Orm's going to hand you one end of his rope, then he's going to run 10 feet to the edge of the water and then leap 20 feet over.
Here, I hand you the immovable rod.
So, all right, I leap over with the immovable rod, and once I get over there, I tie it.
Okay, I'll hold the rope while you guys go.
You don't need to do that. I'll use the hammer to get the other side of the rope and tie it off. We now have...
How are you going to get that hammer?
Oh, I'm going to take it with me.
Oh, so you'll be the last.
I'll be the last, and you'll have to drag me across in case something goes terribly wrong.
Okay. So as some of you kind of clamber across, like hand over hand, eventually getting to the opposite side, narratively, we'll say Laudness the second to last, or to go across. FCG has, passed beyond at this point.
Sure.
You're holding up the rear. As you begin to, arms out, they can't stop us all, Naruto run across the rope.
Balance, Laudna, don't just...
And just
You've got to believe!
like you stop and catch yourself, and the rope's like, whoa, 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 whoa. And you full on slip ass over tea kettle in the air. And you into the water. It is freezing cold, but you being a non-necessarily super warm-blooded person, it does not a huge shock, just a little shock.
I'm going to disengage disengage the rod and the hammer, and I'm going to go running to catch up and dive in, still holding, with the hammer still tied to the thing, but now not.
Okay, so you leap, and with the rope still tethered, which is taut, you're being pulled away from the point where she splashed in and is dragged down, so you would have to either let go of the hammer or let the rope go. Your call.
Let the rope go.
Okay. So the rope actually, you just kind of give a tug and the rope snaps off of your, so we'll say that's 5 feet of rope off of whoever put that up. So it's now 45 feet of rope. As you sploosh into the water, the cold of it washing over you, the kind of dark murky beneath, that sound as you're currently now pushing through the river. You do manage to swim up to Laudna.
Does he have hands on Laudna?
You would be able to see because you have very, very high vision. You can see he catches up to her beneath the water, and they're both into similar areas.
I'm going to flash out Seedling and whip out a vine onto Ashton's back.
Okay.
And hold on to the immovable rod on my side with my tiny arm.
You send it below, like a Spider-Man whip, just catching the back of him. This is, at this point, it's not a very wide river, and at the point where you grabbed and where you attached, the rest of it only gets easier as you go. So it takes you a moment, but you do manage to get both of you up and out of the surface of the water and to the point where your feet begin to touch the bottom of the river itself and get some traction.
All right.
It's about this time that you also notice that something is emerging from the water behind them.
Oh,
Like a mound begins to rise
Guys.
up, almost like its own small island of like a deep kind of gray brown, almost like dappled textured hide. You see this kind of monstrous hippopotamus that basically like
Where, Hippo?
you see like it sprays kind of air out of its nostrils, and it seems to be like slowly stalking up behind the two of them.
Would it be possible to use my Stonky's ring to try to
it's been a while.
lift up the Ashton's hammer so that I can try to get them across? I can hold 1,000 pounds.
Yeah, I think with the ring used right now, you go ahead and activate it,
Hold on
and
to her.
the hammer suddenly like rocket out of the water as this creature kind of like goes and tries to gore up behind them and catches just the air maybe a foot beneath their feet. As you kind of pluck them up and kind of, I'd say, as gingerly as you want to, lay them down on the ground.
Yes, very gingerly.
Sit them down. You can see not far behind it in the water, like 3 other smaller ones that are kind of emerging on the side.
What are we so mad? It's okay.
I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
Yes!
And I will say, please, we mean you no harm. We were just trying to cross a brook to get to our destination.
Fuck off!
There's no need for that kind of language.
This conversation's going on way too long.
To be in this
Using
line.
telekinetic pull and pulling FCG.
Yep, come on.
As we're walking away.
Kids don't use that language.
We're leaving.
Unclick the rod. Huh?
As you slowly peel away from the encounter, eventually you can see its territorial stance begins to lax, and the rest of you can hear the kind of soft grunts of a family reuniting as you can gently hear the kids going like, "Yeah, Mom, that was great!" But for the rest of the day's travel, you don't encounter any other dangers, any other issues,
That's the burn effect.
until it grows darker and the mood begins to change. You will likely have to hold up for the evening or find some way to sleep comfortably in the middle of the wilds.
Shall I make us a nice little A-frame situation?
Where's the best spot?
Is there a hollow-ish tree that we can kind of tuck into with a little like A-frame outside?
Yeah. Easily enough, you go ahead and like tap into the fey nature of your life, your upbringing, and the magic that flows through you. And in instilling the land to grow to your interests and imagination, a vibrant spectrum of colorful fungus and moss begin to grow, unnatural to this environment internally, but you can mask the exterior of it to match in with the surroundings.
Great.
But as the evening goes on, the temperature drops significantly. The mist gets thicker. And from what bits you can look outside, what little faint bit of moonlight that is disseminated through the mist itself that curves down, you can just barely see the shapes of the jungle boughs above. So who's taking first watch?
Someone with dark vision.
I'll take it.
You have dark vision?
Yep.
All right, 2 of us then.
The silence beyond the sounds of the evening insects that rule the night jungle kind of soothe you into a state of contemplation.
No, I don't think you could.
Ladna,
Ooh.
What? Wait, what? What?
Sleeping.
just, you're sleeping.
I know.
But mark 9 points of necrotic damage.
What? Why?
What, why?
But
Orem, you take 6 points of necrotic damage.
Oh yeah?
You swear in just a moment the shadows seem to like shift, and then it's still.
Wait, hold on. Motherfuck! Chisel on my thigh, a little crimson right. Badass.
Okay.
Just to light it up.
As the light fills the space, you immediately see a dozen or so of these small, thin, elongated, almost humanoid shadow shapes that have kind of gathered around Ladna and Orem, that have been like kind of reaching out and grabbing them. And as soon as the flame ignites, they kind of like, and they remain there, kind of just looking at you still.
Ashton! Wake everybody up!
Oh, do they look scared?
Wake up!
Things
Wake
are
up!
nice
Wake up!
sometimes.
Do I have? Do
we
we have
see
any
him?
marks?
Oh yeah, you
I'll turn on
you see
my-
them. They're kind of
all
like
see them.
they're like kind of they're emerging from the nearby shadow, and you see them. They're kind of floating up a bit, like these tiny little like wraiths that are small and waifish, but just made of shadow. And just
It looked like they were trying to pick your pocket or something.
I feel a little like shit. Do you?
I'm gonna try to talk to them in their head.
you, as soon as you try and connect with one, you just get this yearning, this need to be warm.
I'm gonna turn on my lights and just shine my light right at them.
You watch as they recoil and then grow bold again. You also notice more are starting to creep in from the outside of the tree, from behind Chetney.
Well, shit, we can't sleep here then.
Yeah.
Or we gotta figure out a way to keep them out.
We're outnumbered. There's like 14 of them now.
Are they little?
They're smaller than Chetney. They look almost like withered shadow gnomes, if you will, but also their features are exaggerated. You're uncertain who they might once been, if they've been something before, if this is just their nature.
Can I do you think they're undead? Should I turn undead?
Try
I
it.
think they are undead.
I think I've had enough of this.
Yeah, are we doing this? Feels like we're doing this.
Well, here,
do your thing. Do your thing.
Oh, if we're gonna do this, I'm gonna hold you down.
What?
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
shit!
I shield into Ashton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will cast Turn Undead. It's not casting. I will just call
You
on
are
the
grappled.
Changebringer to get these undead things away from us!
As you close your eyes and give yourself this prayer that you unleash onto the Changebringer in hopes that she will grant you the protection that you seek, this radio blast of magical energy seems to light up in the core of FCG's chest before it emerges like a shockwave of gentle warmth. And as it cascades outward, the shadows scatter until the entirety of the chamber you're in is left sans any shadow.
Can I take dagger out to the opening of our A-frame and just look out?
You kind of glance out with the light, and you can see about 7 or 8 of them that are just kind of waiting on the outside that are now recoiling into the nearby brush and foliage, properly fearful of what just occurred. And you get just the slightest, like out of the corner of your eye, shadow everywhere, moving for but a moment before it goes still once more.
Uh-oh.
So this is
Things
all...
are everywhere.
I think we just have to, whoever's awake has to be dealing with it. And if it gets to be too much, we wake everybody else up.
Let's try the next shift and see if they'll stay
see
away.
what
I can stay up. I've got another Turn Undead, so I could stay up for the next shift and see what happens.
So you're taking up next shift?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just
Start a little fire in
at
there.
the mouth of the.
I'll,
Okay. For your watch,
Oh, so it's me and FCG.
Yeah, you want to stay up? Can you see in the dark?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great.
as you both keep an eye out there for your watch, the kind of slight crackle of the nearby flames kind of kicking and sparking occasionally in the inside here. No shadows seem to creep in during your time.
Okay.
Maybe you scared him.
Yeah, maybe I did.
It's good.
As the light begins to creep up with the morning and brighten, the forest floor is as bright as it gets at this time. The shadows dissipate. All right. With a warmer morning, though still cold in its own right, before you, with a decent day's travel, you'll likely reach what you hope to be the base of the three mountains by nightfall or shortly after it. You are currently now able to continue to follow the river where it goes, or you can see another kind of beaten path that seems to follow the perimeter of this kind of larger body of condensed water.
Perimeter.
Perimeter?
Yes, that's hard to say with this voice. Perimeter.
I'm still on Fern's shoulder.
Okay.
I'll be in number 2 position.
Holding her little
Take a dump.
ankles.
You stop Fern from moving forward at one point because you can see the pathway where you're walking the ground itself, the texture changes for about an 8 to 9 foot length of it. And you can see the brush that's around it has a somewhat darker coloration. The vibrant green is a little more brown.
That ground looks funny somehow. It doesn't look like what came before it and what's after it.
Maybe a hunting trap.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spring it. Should we just try and walk around? Is that possible?
All right, let's go around it.
You, along with the help of both your tiny compatriots keeping eyes out, begin to notice a trend of traps set through this part of the rainforest floor. But you continued keeping an eye out for these things, managed to avoid stepping into them. Eventually, the gathered pool of water in this kind of basin that's formed this deep into the valley comes to an end. Like you find the edge of the crescent, and you begin to see the rocky climb of what you can assume to be the base of the mountain, the first one, the closest one. It's about then that, Orm, you hear the snapping of twigs and moving of branches not way far off from the path you're currently walking.
Does it sound like lumbering animals or like people creeping about?
That would
look to be
awesome.
Yeah.
5 figures, humanoid.
5 figures.
You just barely see them shifting silently, making almost no sound.
And they see us.
They are currently slowly kind of fanning out to the back of where the rest of your troop is not paying attention. They are kind of coming from behind while you're journeying up the side of this mountain's beginning.
I tug Fern's floppy ears and point past her shoulder.
Huh? Oh.
As you all kind of begin to see Orm waving his hands in the air, a voice shouts out, "Tomeru!"
Oh no.
And emerging from the nearby brush, you see 5 figures in thick, heavy, kind of green-brown cloaks that look like woven moss, almost like the forest's undergrowth itself has been made into a cloak that just encases the entirety of the back of their frame, their arms just barely poking through. You can see heavy longbows, these wicked-looking kind of metallic, this dark gray metallic longbows that are bent backwards, you can see are made from the same woe steel that you encountered in the bases previously. As the troop sits there, weapons drawn, arrows knocked into these dangerous-looking longbows, one of them, the one that the voice seemed to shout from, steps up. Nani mono da?
I will cast tongues on myself.
Yes.
Put down your weapons.
Everyone drop your weapons.
I'm fine with that.
Tense silence, almost the insects seem to grow quieter as you all place your weapons down in that stillness. You can barely make out the eyes from underneath the hoods kind of darting about as the central figure, you see, kind of lowers her bow, and you see the feminine features. She pulls the hood back, and you can see a woman in what looks to be probably her early 40s or so. Who are you, and how did you get here?
Ifidola.
Went right to it, did we?
A few of them kind of look confused. And what of them?
I have an offering. And I'll pull out that necklace. We've found this in a cave closer to the coast.
This belonged to Temu's father.
Temu's father?
You'll be grateful to have it returned to his family and his memory preserved in strength. She steps back a bit and just kind of puts it into a pouch.
We are visitors here. We're here looking for Evontra'vir.
For what purpose?
For me. Ashton Greymore of the Hishari. If that means anything.
It does not mean anything to me. But you're looking for answers.
There's a lot going on in the outside world right now. I don't know how it's affecting you here, but things are changing.
Do you know where you go and what lies before you?
Never.
Well, that'd be great.
But either you're extremely lucky, extremely foolish, or both.
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 With respect.
And this isn't whim. This is necessity. Sorrow. Friendship. This is... People are going to die. And we need to know things.
You have done a service in bringing this back to us and to the family of the fallen. For that we will not stand in your way. But we offer no guidance other than find your destination and be gone.
Can I ask a question? The spirits at night, how do you keep them at bay?
Evontra'vir is rooted between realms. They are a window between life and death. Sometimes things are drawn beyond that boundary, and this forest has become home to many. You keep your convictions close to you, and you see as they tighten their grip on the amulet-type trinket that you return to them.
Well, we wouldn't expect hospitality, but we thank you for your patience. I promise on my own that we mean no harm here. We'll be quick about our business.
Okiotskete. And they step back.
You still have
and you-
time's up.
What did they say?
Roughly says, stay safe. And the five of them, like, Arrow's still knocked, though not as tense, but they, like, slowly back into the brush until they become more and more challenging to see before the rustling gets quieter and they're gone.
Wait, what was your name?
They're gone.
Shit.
I'll cast Fly on myself.
All right.
Fly.
You rise up over the rainforest canopy itself, and you see as it kind of rises up before it thins out towards the base of the mountain. The trees still climb for a bit, but eventually the heavy, almost graphite-colored basalt rock that forms the closest mountain seems to take most of the color and shape as it rises up. You don't see at this current glance any particular tree that stands out. The jungle, the rainforest beneath you is immense, and you're kind of taken aback and have a sense of like pride that you've traversed what you have so far safely.
Can I go down and pick up Orm and bring him up?
Yeah, you start down.
Hey, whoa!
I need your help.
What are we? Okay.
Do you see a tree?
I'll strain to look to see if there's any kind of irregularity in any of the geographies.
What you do notice is around the mountainside, the canopy seems to drop off. Where like the shadows of the two mountains are, the trees almost sink out of view before you reach the outside of the mountain itself.
I wonder if the tree's in the chasm.
Want to get closer?
Returning, or are you flying in that direction?
Trying to get him a little bit
Shoot
a better
closer so we can
perspective.
see in there.
I'm following his direction of where to go so we can see a little better.
All right.
This is so cool.
You begin to cruise to the right-hand side of the mountain as it begins to shift and turn. And indeed, you can see while the jungle floors seem to be rising up to meet the mountain, between these mountains, the landscape continues to descend. And as we begin to push past, to look into the center area where the three mountains kind of act as like a trio, it is just darkness.
It might be inside that hole.
Well, and they said that it exists between worlds.
All right.
All right, so here, I guess we try here.
Return to the rest of the troop.
Okay.
Fern, are you leading this final trek?
Yeah.
All right. It takes you a few more hours as the air gets colder, the sky grows darker. You are racing the sunset and the knowledge of what lurks into darkness, but you manage to find a pretty clear path around the base of the central mountain that you've been racing towards and begin to follow where the landscape continues to descend. You can just faintly see, you can hear the waterfalls cascading off the edges and can see a little bit at certain bases of where the jungle comes to an end.
I'm
and then below
gonna
that,
send my dancing orbs, my light orbs down, and as they get to 120 feet, I'm gonna double the distance. And
Okay.
send them further down and see if we can see a bottom.
For a total of how far?
That would take it 240 feet.
240 feet. The lights reach the end of it, and then it just is gone.
It is a portal.
Oh my god.
I mean, here's the thing. Featherfall lasts for 60 seconds.
And you could cast it again as we get to the...
I could theoretically cast it again, or we could just jump and we let the lights be ahead of us and cast it.
So, and you can both do that, right?
No, I can fly.
Oh, you can fly, so you're
I
fine.
could potentially carry someone. Fern can
I
transform.
could transform. I could carry someone as well.
So that's 5 people that we're all kind of covered there.
Yeah. I'll wait till you cast Featherfall to cast Fly.
That makes sense. I'm not gonna cast Featherfall right away until we feel like we need it.
All right, great.
Okay. Let's go.
All right.
3, 2.
Get a running start. You don't want to run into the sides as they get narrow.
That's true.
1!
1.
Freeze frame end of episode.
Dart as far as you can with the strength of your legs and convictions you hold to yourselves. You as a group leap into the abyss beneath you. The wind rushes past you as you fall further and further in. You can glance up and see above you the circle of foggy daylight diminish and diminish. As you glance down, the lights below picking up speed, the wind rushing past. You also watch the walls begin to get closer in from the sides, and the lights that you keep out there at a fair distance begin to light up a sudden glance of texture. There is a multitude of texture beneath you that is rapidly approaching.
Fly. Like the floor?
Yes.
Featherfall.
Okay. Featherfall on who?
Splat.
Oh, wait.
Ashton,
Me.
Orem, FCG,
Oh, yeah, yes.
Laudna, Chet.
Okay.
Shuville.
The 5 of you begin to drift down, still at a quickened pace, but not in one that makes you anywhere near as nervous as you were but a moment ago. While you transform into your massive, odd-looking bird image, and you catch yourself into the flight scenario. The lit orbs
Disappeared.
they disappear. So there is no
I still
light.
got light going.
So from your eyes, you have light going there. So you have this kind of like
Cool.
headlights that are kind of trying to show beneath you what you're approaching. And as the texture still not rushing to you at the exact speed, but still coming at you quickly, they look like leaves. Endless, jet black leaves. You start impacting with what is the top of a tree.
A tree.
The 2 of you can kind of maintain flight above if you'd like, but the rest of you eventually catch yourself up in the boughs of this. And as you kind of stop, and you are currently the only one that is producing light, but as you kind of glance around, you can see the branches of this tree have an oddly textured, almost like striated bark that twists in ways and has like a deep maroon red coloration to it. And where the branches extend, black leaves just sprout out, these slick, long leaves that just kind of fold and overlap each other in places until they create these clusters. And it is everywhere. Indeed, this is just the top of a tree, and the further down you go, you get the sense you'll eventually find the base.
I'm going to float down next to Laudna. Do you want to hold on to me and go down?
Sure.
So the 2 of you are flying through the canopy?
Yeah, I'm going to fly Laudna down too, and then...
darting through and helping Laudna weave through the entirety of this ever thickening collection of trees. And it's not like a standard, expanding tree. This almost has like a red coral-like expansion. It is going out in all directions and dividing into thinner and thinner branches, like a capillary system. It is just expanding and consuming all the floor area of this cavern that you can even possibly see with what little light is there. And to that point,
All right.
you have no light.
You have dark vision.
I do.
You do.
Kind of help guide her.
The two of you are the first to eventually break free of the boughs. You touch down on a blanket of seemingly endless roots that just spiral out from the tree and entwine and knot and continue to stretch. And the roots themselves, what light that you have visible, there's wet vegetation and moss, like dark moss that grows through the roots as well. There's thousands and thousands of small objects embedded in between and on parts of the roots. You see gemstones, you see little carvings, little sculptures, pieces of ceremonial attire, musical instruments, and many, many skulls. Those of you that are still up there, how are you getting down?
Oh no, he's going down!
Deftly, you begin to pick up on the pattern of how the branches split and expand and split and expand, and so you kind of can ascertain where the next stronger step will be. And within a few moments, you eventually climb down to the point where the leaves seem to stop growing from the branches, and instead it's just a long, kind of twisting, striated trunk or a central branch that eventually merges with others. There isn't like a solid singular trunk. It's like all the branches eventually converge into a very short, stocky trunk that's only a few feet off the ground, and then the roots spread out in all directions. And as you step down, you are greeted by both Laudna and Imogen and the odd reaching expanse of what this cavern's floor is. There are many vines that kind of dangle and kind of tether from the further out branches, and you can see there are things tied and left dangling from the lower.
So presentationally, left by...
in some way.
Left.
There are a good number of these items and relics that are themselves Aishio and or Aishio adjacent, even just ascended host culture related. But there are a number that are beyond that. There are remnants of attire and left ornamental weaponry and all manner of objects that span from many places in Exandria.
I'm gonna slowly walk around. I'm just looking to feel something.
You cannot see the walls of the cavern. You're just kind of sitting in the space where what little light you've created for yourself reveals this tree and what almost feels like another expanse before you.
Can I detect thoughts
Yeah,
on the
that's
tree?
what I was gonna say. Open mind on it.
As you both kind of focus in on this tree, you sense consciousness, but it is immense and ancient as much as it resists your attempt to peer further.
Well, fortune favors the bold.
Yeah. Are you gonna talk to this thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up and touch the trunk of the tree. Are you there? This is Ashton, Blood of Titan. Do I need to show you? Pull out and just using part of the glass, I just give myself a cut and put it on the tree.
Mm-hmm. This still entity begins to all at once move and shift like something rousing from a deep slumber. You notice where your hand is, one of the pieces of bark splits and a massive milky white eye looks back.
Oh, crap.
Cool.
And a little ways over on one of the thicker branches, a second eye also opens, both blinking. You see now almost like a heavily stretched face that is burned and carved into the bark of this tree.
Cool.
You watch as some of the branches kind of reach down and catch the ground to one side of your troop, as another branch kind of reaches to the other, almost flanking you to each side and preventing you from going any direction but back or being forced to address it where you stand.
What is it you seek?
I am the abandoned child of the Hishari. I'm the blood of Titan. I seek what is owed to me. I seek my past. I seek power. I seek to know what I am.
This almost nightmarish visage carries with it an intensity, a dark curiosity, and the eyes, the milky eyes, shift and focus onto Ashton.
As it was fated. You are the son of Efterin. A broken man of burning purpose. Endured an odyssey to walk under my boughs and ask for the golden purpose they felt they were owed by the world. He claimed visions throughout his life that promised greatness, a fated path that would leave his mark on history. He was not wrong. I let him gaze into his future and showed him the relic he was fated to own, that he would use to usher in a renewed ancient power. I showed him the way to the necropolis of Torramunda, where this relic lay uncovered and waiting. His ambition met his destiny, and he recovered his artifact, this remaining shard of Kamwat, the primordial empress of Earth, a lingering remnant of her power. He thought his destiny was his to embrace. He was wrong. I granted him this knowledge because he was meant to take it, meant to create and destroy the Hishari, meant to destroy himself, meant to create you. You were his destiny. But in his arrogance, he could not see beyond his own aspirations. As it was fated. And now, you return, as I have foreseen, to find another piece of history's sorrow. The unity that twice brought judgment to Exandria's children.
And you hear this sound, this horrid sucking sound, as the tree itself seems to inhale air, energy, shadow, who knows? But it's awakening still. There's an odd, only describe as a vibrance or a subtle excitement coming to this ancient creature. Its eyes move from you and begin to take in the rest of you.
Evontra'vir is the name I was given, and the name that endures. I was of those who stewarded the protection of Tormunda, who helped mediate the division of Mount Igora, who trusted empty promises, and watched our legacy become ash.
More leaves fall free and tumble. You hear a shattering sound as one of the baubles falls free.
I saved the few that I could.
Do you smoke? I pull out a pipe. And I fill it with tobacco. This reveals the most heroic moment in your life. I haven't been stupid enough to smoke it myself yet. But do you want to see you at your best? Just once? It's something I can offer. I'm going to try and I'm going to attempt to fan it in and see if that happens. I'm actually going to attempt to
shotgun.
Yeah, you're gonna.
Dave
More or
Matthews
less.
concert, you guys.
fucking going.
Just a baby.
As you blow the enchanted smoke into the somewhat agape, awful-looking maw of this tree, you hear this like sound as the leaves begin to shake, and you can feel like the stagnant air around you is being pulled into the tree, like every leaf is breathing in at once. And as it does, the smoke drifts into the opening. The mouth kind of closes for a moment. The eyes pull shut. And then the eyes open once more. And you watch as smoke pours out of all of these tiny little holes across the base branches, like as it does, each little cloud of smoke is a person running and then caught, running and caught, running and caught, until they're all brought to a tree and vanish through it. And more. And more. Hundreds of people. and the smoke drifts off.
Thank you. I think I might wish to be great like that in my own way.
You must soon wrestle with the changes you cannot avoid. The threads show me you have no choice but to be somebody soon.
We'll see.
There are no nobodies that come this far to see me.
Well then. Show me.
A spark of Shaun burns in the heart of the Chinese Mall, a volcanic mass on the island of Ichtholus, within the side of Athos Peak. It is my destiny to show you the way. But be warned, holding the strength of the two in one vessel might sunder it. You bear the dormant strength of the Empress. Find and bestow the might of the Emperor. I sense our time is short.
Ah, the Red Moon. Rhodus. Predathos. Do you know anything of this?
I've seen it. The threads come together. The tangle that you have been racing towards your entire life. You are that tangle. He sought these answers, but you are all bound to this journey. I am the gate and the boundary. I am one of numerous passageways into the realms of death and renewal. My roots reach into the skein of destiny, and I see what paths can be taken, some harder to deviate from than others. I am balance to the enemies of the natural cycle of life, and one of the many caretakers of the fate of Exandria itself. Some come to seek a meeting with ones they've lost. Some come to see their own death. Some come to seek direction, a glimpse at their fate and hope for opportunity. Not all find what they want. Many find what they are meant to. What do you seek?
How do we stop Predathos? How do we keep him from devouring everything.
Your tangle is the chaos that can undo that which has been carefully planned for so very long. Should that be what you wish, your journey puts you on a particular path. To make the choice to guide the future of the gods. What do you believe in? What is right for this world?
Can you see what might happen if this crisis is not averted to the gods themselves?
The eyes close and you feel the wind pull in once more. The air goes cold. And for a brief moment, you almost feel a shared vision. You see the thin line of the bloody bridge widen. You see the skies crack. You see beings of impossible fathomability, light and shadow alike, stepping from the heavens. You see a lattice of infinite gold apparate and shatter. And you see the lights and shadows leave, chased by a glow of endless red. And as those lights fade, left below, the blue waters and green of the world lay bare. And the vision pulls.
What of the Titans? We know they were here first, and the gods have also done have done quite some harm. Where's the balance?
I cannot say whether the gods are a blessing or bane upon the world. Some seek to harmonize with the ways of things. Others wish to subjugate or destroy them. With each epoch, the pendulum swings. The Titans are gone. All that remains is what was before and what was after. The divine are pilgrims made idols. Refugees become conquerors. They are not makers, but crafters, shapers, and their devotees follow in their image. They take what is found and remake it into new, sometimes beautiful, sometimes terrible. Is that their nature, or are they a reflection of us?
If history's told us anything, when these higher powers go to war against each other, against the Titans, more mortals are ground up like wheat. We can't let it happen again. How do we stop that from happening again?
I cannot tell you what is right. Your convictions guide your path. Your choices can change where the threads pull you. What I offer is the knowledge of what can end that path. But not all take to that knowledge well.
Lewdness. He's unnatural. He goes against the fabric of creation and destruction. What will it take to defeat him?
You already walk that path.
Inhales once more. And as the tree does, you see blurry flashes of the earthen spark that beats in the chest of your compatriot. You see the flickering flame that is embedded within the roiling fires and molten earth of some distant cavern. You see an endless, dusty expanse. You see cries of anguish. You see bloodshed and war. You see the bloody bridge. You see the moon.
This is the path you've chosen. Follow your convictions or change them. I cannot tell you what is right.
If we continue down this path and intersect with the ones who would seek to destroy the world and the gods, can you tell us at least not how to achieve our goals, but how we'll know when it's time? Will there be an ally, a weapon, something that will tell us that we're ready?
The spark of life, no matter where it's sourced, instinctually wishes to be free. Wherever the hand of tyranny resides, there are those that will rise up to tear down the cage, familiar or not. To do what you need. Look for conviction. Look for strength. But above all else, look for trust. Look for allies. And look to each other. Lewdness should be stopped. Not all will disagree with his reasoning. It may very well be there are harder choices for you to make the further you draw close to your destiny.
You spoke that you might be a gateway. Is that true?
The eyes kind of stop in place and both kind of focus in your direction, but like beyond you.
You are being watched.
Right now?
You kind of follow its gaze, and the boughs of the tree kind of glow for a second, and you glance over, and in the empty space behind you, you watch this faint blue kind of glowing orb, like an eye, just kind of
Son of a bitch.
appear before it shatters.
Someone's fucking screwing on us.
Son of a bitch.
You must hurry.
You watch as the tree twists, and you hear the creaking, heavily shifting.
Wait, we're not done.
The branches on one of the heavier bits of the trunk begin to split. And as it pulls open, it's almost like seeing bits of red flesh kind of pulling apart until it shows an opening doorway. Beyond that, you see what looks like cold snow and wind blowing.
Oh, it was so nice. Go. Okay, let's go.
Oh, but it's a gateway to death, right?
Get through that. Going through right now.
We're gonna die.
Offering or anything? An offering?
Go.
I leave a Chetney statue. Gotta collect them all.
As you all quickly dart through, out into this area, you immediately sense this brush of cold wind blowing. You feel the snow and bit of sleet kind of slamming into the side of your face. And you all stand now on what looks like the cusp of some sort of a mountain range. As the sound of the magical gateway closing behind you, you turn and see a secondary mountain, or like almost like a dual peak that splinters off, taller, and what looks to be an area where the ice and snow doesn't touch.
Oh, that's the flame then. That's the flame he was talking about.
You hear a familiar, if louder, rumbling sound.
Uh-oh.
That's the guttural call
Sky whales.
of one of the sky whale creatures seems to drift through the mists, and you can just faintly make out the shadow of this massive beast just faintly crest past the mountaintop where you stand and vanish into the cloud and fog beyond. As you bundle yourselves up, staring at this one cavern entrance, process what the hell you just saw, and where you are and where you're going. And that's where we're going to finish the next episode.
I love it here.